Hello and welcome to my video in where I give you everything you need to know about the Arion Metal Master. Disclaimer, this is not the greatest pedal in the world. This is just a tribute. Arion is actually a label of the Japanese company Prince Tsushin Kogyo. In the 80s, they started to produce guitar effects pedals, first in Japan and later on in Sri Lanka. My pedal is Japanese. The Metal Master comes in a plastic housing which looks and feels kinda sturdy, but it is in fact quite lightweighting. I'm not sure if it will withstand permanent touring for long. The knobs, as well as the direct soft switch and the foot switch, feel like they are of decent quality and long living. I got this pedal used without any manual, so I feared that I have to rely on the information I find on the internet. But fortunately, an eBay seller was kind enough to send me a picture of the page where the tone control knobs are explained. So apart from the level and distortion knob, which are kinda obvious, we have the low and the high knob. Both can boost or cut the frequencies. If you have watched my first Chainsaw Files video, you should know by now that the Boss HM-2 boosts the 90 Hz and the 900 and 1.2 kHz frequencies. However, regarding to the manual, the low knob on the Arion Metal Master boosts or cuts the sound around 100 Hz, and the high knob is doing so around 1.5 kHz, which is quite a difference. This should result in a harsher sound. We'll see about that in a minute. Another unique feature are the two output jacks. With the mode switch you are able to choose for a direct out for out 2. That means no effect signal comes through, or you can choose the soft mode, which copies the signal from out 1. This means that you could do a dual amp setup with just this pedal and 2 amps obviously, or some kind of parallel distortion with an AB box. I would personally use some other tools to achieve this, but it's nice to have. Now you are seeing the EQ curve of the HM-2 made in Japan on the left and the Arion Metal Master on the right. Both were recorded with pink noise. As you can see, they have quite a few differences. The low frequencies on the Arion are boosted around 100 Hz, whereas the Boss boosts around 90 Hz. No surprise for those of us who read the manual. The mid gap differs from around 200 Hz on the Boss to 300 Hz on the Arion. The gap on the Boss is also deeper. As we come to the high frequency spectrum, both boost nearly the same frequencies, but the Arion sure boosts the 1.5 kHz much more than the Boss. The obviously biggest difference is the much steeper high shelf on the Boss. The Arion boosts much more of the 2 kHz and above frequencies. Again, no surprise, because it already stood in the manual. Before we talk the actual sound, here are some raw guitar tracks in comparison with my Japanese HM-2. I think the Arion has its ups and downs. On the plus side, the controls, especially the low and the distortion knob, are more extreme than on the Boss, which gives you more tonal options. On the other hand, I find it hard to dial in a good sound, because sometimes a tiny twist is enough to ruin the sound. With the Swedish setting, you get a totally unusable sound that is way too muddy and overpowered. But if you take your time, you can dial in a pretty aggressive sound which will cut through any mix. During research for this video, I found out that the prices on the Arion have really gotten up, from around $30 a few years back to nearly 100. I personally don't think it is worth this much, and you can get better options for less money, but in the end, it is up to you. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this little comparison and found your favorite. Please let me know in the comments below which was your favorite pedal, or if you have any questions, suggestions or whatever. You can also leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more HM2 and guitar related content. It sure helps a lot. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.